Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. So I'm doing episode 4 of Christmas in June, and today we're going to be doing sleigh bells. So we're going to have some specialty tools for this. The first one is a piece of pipe that's 2-inch outer diameter with an 1/8 inch wall, and you just flare the ends to kind of make a little bit of a cup on the end. And we also have a ball bearing, which is 1.5 inches in diameter, and it's welded on a 3/4 inch round bar. Really, you can weld it onto anything that's solid enough. We're going to actually use this to hammer in our bell blank through it to actually make a little bit of cup. Now you can do the whole cupping thing on a swage block if you have one. I know I'm pointing to a swage block that you can't see, but I have a swage block here. And you can do a cupping on a swage block, but I find the pipe is a lot easier and a lot quicker, so that's the way I do it. Also, we are going to be doing a little bit of forming on the leaf, which you can use a swage block if you have one with a spoon on it, or a piece of hardwood with a ball peen hammer, and like you would do with a leaf, and just form it a little bit up. So this original design, I can't remember the gentleman that I learned this from. It was actually an article online, and I'll provide that link in the description below. So I'm going to start up the forge and make some bells. So before we do any forming, we're actually going to do any chisel work that we want on this. So I'm going to do a simple leaf pattern on each petal. I'm going to call them petals because I really don't know what they're called in bell terms. If you're doing a touch mark on these, it's best to do it up in the area where the center of the bell blank. Now moving over to my swage block, like I said, you can do this with a piece of wood and a ball peen hammer. What you want to do is your pattern facing down. I'm going in the little spoon on this one. Not just shaping these, just shaping the ends here so they curl in a little bit. So moving over to the pipe, gonna put the blank on top, and we're gonna hammer it through. Now I find it's best to move it a little bit around and try and keep it center as possible. then just keep on moving the bottom around and working that into the pipe. So with the flare on the pipe, you want to make sure that the edge is very smooth, or you're going to leave marks in your bell. So I'm just going to continue working it around, closing up the bell. You want to close it up so it's just tight against the ball. And then what I like doing, which is optional, this is just what I do, is I will take my other size balls on sticks and I will just hammer them in to this little corner right here just to smooth them out a little bit. And I will do this actually at a lower temperature. So we're just going to work in here a little bit more, smooth that out a little bit, close them up. And now we're going to start closing up the belt completely. So I'll use one of the balls as a guide and just kind of close them up, but I'll leave one still out. what we're going to do while we still have one open. We're going to put the stem or the hook, I'm going to call it a stem, we're going to put it through the hole, and I'm going to weld them, but you can make it like a rivet or you can braze it with copper. The original design calls for brazing with copper, but I got a welder, so I'm just going to use a welder. And also we're going to add the ball bearing in there. Now we're just going to continue closing up the closing up the bell. And then we're going to throw 3/8 ball bearing inside. And we're going to finish closing it up. So I finished bending the little hook or loop. I just dropped it. So now I'm going to let that cool down, and then I'll do the final adjustments on it. Okay, so now that it's cooled down, I'm going to do my final adjustments. I like to try and leave a consistent space in between each of, well, I'm going to call them petals because I don't know what you call them in a bell. So sometimes you got to pry them open a little bit. So now I'm just going to wire wheel this. I coat these with beeswax, but you can also use linseed oil. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed episode 4 of Christmas in June. These actually I do very well with these as I'm selling them. So I do a different design actually every year. This is actually with the leaf petals. This is actually a generic design that I do every year, but I do a special design every year. I change up a special design, and I actually date them. So later on this year, I will have these on, definitely on Etsy, but trying to also get my own store going to sell the blanks for these. So if you enjoy it, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it, and feel free to leave a comment and share. Subscribe if you want to get notifications of all my new videos coming out. And over here will be a couple of the other episodes from Christmas in June if you didn't see them. So make sure you check those out. Okay, have a good day.